I do want to talk about there is a new promotion out of Canada, Western Canada, called Pallas Athena Women's Fighting Championship. And they have their first event scheduled for January 15th in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Now, they've been slowly announcing fights. I've been waiting to talk about them because I wanted to wait to see, most of the card development. I'll tell you what, though, for their first fight card, I think they're doing a darn good job. They've got a good mix of experience. Good mix of experience levels, a good mix of weight class for their first bout, and they're topping it off with a pair of title bouts. And one of the fighters should be known to anybody who watches this stream. So there they are, the first all-women mixed martial arts corporation in Western Canada. So the first fight they have listed here is going to be between Ekaterina Voronova and Alini David at strawweight. Now, both of these fighters are going to be making their pro debut. So it's always nice to see the future of any division making their pro debuts. Then they have a pair of bantamweight debutantes. Alana Cook taking on, what is this girl's first name? Max Turcati Novosedlik. She has a two-part last name. Don't know anything about Turcati Novosedlik here on the right here. Alana Cook on the left-hand side is 1-0 as an amateur. Looks like she only has one amateur bout listed in 2018. But they're both locals to Canada. Then we have a flyweight bout. Tanya Niger taking on Dakota Dacheva. Niger is making her pro debut. Dacheva, I'll tell you what, Niger has a really rough pro debut here taking on Dakota Dacheva. Dacheva is 3-0 out of England, and she has looked amazing in all three fights so far. Her last fight, she took on a 9-fight veteran and defeated her at UKFC 17 just last month. So she's less than 2 months and she'll be making a fast turnaround here. Then we have a 108-pound pro bout. I don't know why 108. But Shauna Ram taking on Alessandra Fajeda. Ram coming in at 1-0. She's a local out of Canada. Taking on the Brazilian Fajeda is coming in at 4-1. Then we have a flyweight bout. Both ladies making their pro debut. Katie Rand on the right there, taking on Iram Aiken. Aiken looks to be out of. She's fighting out of, is that Turkey? Yep, Turkey. Katie Rand is fighting out of the UK. Then we have another bantamweight bout. Maria Dukic, 1-0, taking on Clara Risignuola, coming in at 3-2. A French girl taking on local Canadian. Let me see, Risignuola. She's got a pretty good record here. Started out in 2017. Hasn't fought since 2019, but getting back into it. That's nice to see. Maria Dukic here, 27 years old, 1-0, fought earlier this year in June. Then we have a bantamweight bout. Jackie McLean taking on Melissa Croden. McLean coming in 1-0, Croden coming in at 2-1. So I believe they're both out of Canada. Then we have the the co-main event, strawweight championship. Laura Fontoura taking on Andy Nguyen. Fontoura there with the darker hair is coming in at 6-0. And Andy Nguyen, more experienced, but a lot more fight miles on her, coming in at 6-9. Andy Nguyen, she's mostly fought at atom weight as an MMA fighter, so she's moving up to strawweight for this one. And I believe Fontoura is local to Canada. Nguyen, of course, American. King of the Cage veteran, Ryzen veteran. She's fought for a number of promotions. Was fighting Muay Thai for a little bit. Got away from MMA, fought Muay Thai for a little bit, but should be pretty well known to most on here, most of this channel's viewers. That should be a good fight there. And then the main event. This one surprised me. Sarah Kaufman taking on Claudia Leite for the Bantamweight Championship, inaugural PAWFC Bantamweight Championship. Sarah Kaufman should be no stranger to anybody that clicks on one of my videos. She's fought everywhere. Strikeforce, UFC, Invicta, PFL, everywhere but Bellator and Ryzen, pretty much. She's fought for. And now she's fighting for, she's home in Canada, fighting on a brand new Canadian promotion, all women's, and she's going to be taking on the Nakao Cyborg Fights Bantamweight champion. Leite just won the Bantamweight title in Nakao Cyborg Fights down there in Brazil, which is, headed by Chris Cyborg. And she just won that bout like a month ago. So Kaufman, the way more experienced fighter here, coming in at 22-5. Leite coming in 7-2. Now Kaufman coming in off a win over Jesse Mealy for BTC Fights. That was just like a few weeks back. That was like earlier in December or late November. Before that, she hadn't fought since she fought for PFL 2 years ago. So Kaufman had a bit of a layoff, but then came back and got a win over over a Bellator veteran. Leite, she is on a nice 4-fight winning streak. Of course, it's spread out over, like the past 2 years. But she fought twice this year, winning a fight by decision and then picking up the Nakao Cyborg title via rear naked choke. And she's fought, a good mix of opponents so far, a good mix of experience, but really stepped it up her last 2 fights. This is a very good fight here for an upstart promotion, brand new promotion, to have someone like Sarah Kaufman fight. I can't imagine she's fighting cheap for them. So I got to give credit to Pallas Athena. It looks like they're going to put on a very good show. They're promising like a high production event. It seems like I saw the ticket prices are expensive. They're promising like a VIP experience. My biggest problem with this is, and you can go to their website, I think it's PAWFC.com. And here's my biggest problem with it. You go to their website, and it gives you right away a thing to view the live stream pay-per-view. Get ready to see this price. $55 to view this live. I don't know if that's Canadian or US. Either way, I got to be honest. That's too much. They're asking for too much. They're asking for more money than what Invicta asked for. And the fights were the last Invicta pay-per-view were much better than this. Okay, look, I will encourage everyone to try to support women's MMA in any way possible. I mean, I've talked numerous times about different ways to support fighters. But anyone that's going to tell me that says that is entirely too much money, I understand completely. I don't think I'm even going to be able to pay for that much. I just don't. Like, I already put a lot of money into MMA each month. You know, I watch a lot of events. A lot of events are on pay-per-view, and they are much cheaper than this. And this is their first event, and they're having it at $55. That is entirely too much money. I don't know what 55 Canadian even is right now. Let me find out. Siri, convert $55 Canadian to US dollars.
55 Canadian dollars is $42.99.
Okay, so right now, Canadian dollars to US, 55 Canadian dollars is $42.99 US. To me, I still feel that's too much to be charging for this event. I wish Pallas Athena the best of luck, but as of right now, I can't endorse paying that much. I just can't. Now,